maybe it's an idea we can tackle some HE things, since I think that's one of the more pressing questions right now before we go into lekker stuff.
Yeah, lots of good HE boys waiting for their good HE creepboard.
Yeah. All right, so HE still in course for July shipping. I think that would be the most critical question, right? And right now, it still looks like we can do the July shipping. So what is critical right now in this whole process, if you read the blog, there's a couple of steps before we can go into mass production. Now, originally, okay, well, first the steps. You have engineering validation test, called EVT. Yeah. This is the moment where you basically check the electronics and the function of the electronics inside the housing. But you don't really look at the mechanical aspects as much. Obviously, you do tackle mechanical aspects during this phase, but you focus more on total function of the keyboard. Then, the next phase is DVT, which is a design validation test. And this is where you focus more on the mechanical parts of the keyboard. Because the sample group is bigger than the EVT sample group. So EVT sample group, usually maybe it's like, I don't know, 10 pieces, for example. While DVT can be in the range of like 50 pieces. Now you have a bigger sample group, you can test more mechanical aspects. So mechanical aspects is like, how does the plate fit with the bottom case? And if we have 50 different ones fitting them together, maybe there's a tolerance issue, for example. Something's not fitting together very well and you need to modify something. And then after DVT, you go into what's called a they call PVT, and they call it production validation test. So production validation test is the moment where you should have already verified, okay, all the electronics are fine, all the mechanical aspects are fine, the total assembly of the keyboard is fine. Now, how are we going to assemble this as effective and as efficient as possible? And it would also be the last moment where you can double check, is there any mechanical or electronic or software issue that still needs to be fixed before you go into your mass production, which is the final, the whole production. Trial production, the other word for PVT is trial production. This is what we usually use. And in that phase, you usually assemble something in like 100 keyboards, for example. It really depends on your total quantity, but let's say there's about 100 pieces. And then you do a total review, see how it went. Usually when you do PVT, you've already bought all the materials for mass production. All right. Remember this for the end of the year quiz.
Yeah, it's very important. Make sure you get all this stuff noted down because it was very valuable in the last one.
And especially listen to Violet, because Violet is last year's end of the year quiz winner. End of the year quiz, you can win some really big stuff because Violet won a Wooting 2 HE, right? Yeah, or did she get the lekker edition? I forgot.
No, it was Wooting 2 HE, I think.
Was it HE? Right, so one of the two at least. So, okay, so after explaining the steps now, right? Where are we in these steps, right? So we finished EVT, and DVT is going to finish by, oh crap, I'm going to receive a report by tomorrow actually about, oh wait.
Ooh.
No, I knew, no, not the DVT report. Okay, different report, okay. DVT is going to happen middle of May. Basically, they want to do the DVT next week, but today, the mechanical engineer is at the factory checking our top plate and bottom case fixture before we start the DVT. Because we made changes to the molds, so we could have that flush fit of the bottom case with the bottom case and top plate. And obviously, I have an example here.
Oh, show and tell.
Actually, I sent mine already with because I had to use them for approval, and the sample that we're using is well, this is a different sample. It's an older sample. It's not the same. Okay, this is still with lekker edition, but basically what we're trying to fix when it comes to this like top plate with bottom cave flush thing, and why we need to change the mold, is that when the keyboard is fully assembled, when we do mass production, the tolerances between the bottom case and the top plate are slightly different, which can, result in, for example, the top plate here, this one doesn't have any issue, but the top plate here being slightly raised like this. Or maybe in the center part, it gets slightly raised. Or in the front part here, it gets slightly raised. And then there's like a small gap there. So that's an issue we had with the lekker edition already. But we decided, okay, it's fairly minimal, has no impact on performance. We better continue with production so we can deliver and not have this delay for another 3 months or so. But for Wooting 2 HE, we really wanted to fix this because the HE is supposed to go into mass production and keep it in stock and everything. So we want to finalize it all. They changed the mold, but then the result was that when doing a bigger amount of production, the center part would still be slightly raised, and the front part in the center will also have a slight gap. So that is the last part we were trying to fix, and that is also the part which they've changed now, and a mechanical engineer is checking the results and is going to send me a report still by tonight, but I doubt it by now, or tomorrow. They work on Saturday in China, yes. And then based on that result, on that report, I can say, okay, this is okay, let's go into DVT, and then I'll get DVT samples and then we'll see the final result. So that's where we're in right now. So next week, we'll probably have the DVT happening because don't foresee any issue with this. Then when we cross off DVT, then we can go into the whole PVT and mass production. Now, what we've done with the lekker edition, what we're also going to do with the HE, is that the PVT and the MP will happen in the same week, which means that we'll do a 100 keyboard assembly in one day, and then they'll do a review, and then the next day we're going to do a mass production immediately afterwards. Since the total quantity that we're producing for that kind of factory is not like Unleash the Hounds big. It's a small scale quantity for them for what they would usually be able to do. So they don't need to have a very elaborate PVT phase to go into a mass production. Assembly warping can be an issue. Nice to see that fixed. Yes, exactly. So also, I want to see the final report, but it should be fixed. I can share it. Well, okay. Anyway, so let's see. Right. But there's another thing, right? I talked about it in the blog as well. We also need to purchase all the components. Now, component purchasing, we already started with one of the critical parts back in 2020. Let's see, September. Yes, September for this batch 1 production, and for batch 2, I already started purchasing in December 2020. But then the beginning of this year, straight after Chinese New Year, which is about March, started to focus on purchasing all the other materials. Now, usually you don't buy the materials so early on. Like, you wait until you finish DVT, then you do the purchasing, then you go to PVT and you do MP. But because we've produced the keyboard before, and we're familiar with the product, there are certain parts that we know we can just purchase in advance without any issue. But there's also a couple IC parts which we cannot purchase in advance because we made a small change to the PCBA, and it needs to pass the EVT phase, it needs to pass the EMI test, which it did, before we know 100% sure we don't need to change anything anymore on the PCBA. We don't need any more IC components or change any IC components. So we cannot start that purchasing too early. We did. We purchased everything. But then I see Master Divrim already says it. The IC wafer crisis, right? Exactly. It is. I did not expect it to be this bad, right? I knew it was going to be bad when we were doing the purchasing the Hall effect sensors, which is back in September and December. But it's affecting like everything, and it's pretty daunting. It's very scary. However, we should receive all the missing components for mass production within this month, and some of the IC parts that we would have a lead time of this year, October, okay, like what was it, like 6 months later? 6 months later, right? We were able to purchase those. We were already able to purchase those on stock and send them over. There's only one more IC item, which we still have not gotten the lead time feedback for, which we're going to buy on stock as well and send over. And then we have all the stock for batch 1 production. And then for batch 2, there's still some components missing, for which we're doing purchasing as well, because we're also purchasing those in advance. But there is one part that is a bit tricky that I did not touch in the blog, because it's fresh information, and the blog would really get too long. And I was really trying my best to add as much as possible context to it, so that if you're a newcomer, you would kind of understand what is what, and at the same time, kind of, I don't know, at the same time I was trying to make sure that it's kind of trying to add context and trying to add like explainers for different things, and at the same time simplifying it as much as possible, so it doesn't become like this, you know, you land in the middle of an RPG game or something, level 30, right? You're trying to figure out everything. Yeah. Anyway, so to get back to the question again, right? Is the HE on track for July shipping? For now, it is still on track for July shipping. If next week DVT has no problem, then we should be able to do an MP at the beginning of June. But right now, I do not have a confirmed date, and I will not get a confirmed date until we have approved DVT. That's just part of the process, and I cannot get any estimate date either. Like I can get like they can say, right, we can do it at the beginning of June, but that's not a confirmed date. And they will not give it to me either until we've approved DVT. Okay. This is why it's very difficult to estimate these things, because it's not 100% in our control. Okay, then
the Erik and Jeroen are ready, by the way.
We need to do Erik and Jeroen.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're ready to rumble, ready to go.
Okay, cool. I can follow up more on the HE stuff after this. After we did the lekker with Erik and Jeroen, and I can answer a lot more questions related to it, and other questions. Then I can just say one more thing about, because it's related to like delivery dates. How do I know which batch my HE belongs? If you order now, you can just assume you're in batch 2. It also says it on the product page. If you ordered before the 18th of March, if you ordered on 18th of March or before, I'm pretty sure you're batch 1. Any date after the 18th of March, good chance you're batch 2. We do not have a live view yet of the batch numbers per order. We will have, and every time, if we want to find out, we need to do like a manual report, takes hours. We're not going to do that right now. We will have a better solution, which will allow us to quickly find out in which batch each order is live. But we need some time to implement it, and we have had 0 time in this whole month to deal with it.
Yeah. Super duper busy.
Super duper busy. Yeah. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna get Erik on a call. And with March, I mean March 2021, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
we don't sell it that fast.
Yeah, so when we release the new model, we're already like thinking maybe we should just, there's like a project plan and a certain date, but we already now know something's going to happen at some point for sure. Should we just add like 5 months?
Yeah, a big buffer period.
5 months buffer. We should do like a 6-month buffer period. Yeah. 1 year buffer period. Oh, guys!
Yeah,
we're already gonna ship it. 8 months ahead of schedule. Woo! Shit. I need to get Erik on this call here.
Okay. While you're doing that, I can answer a question. There was a question in chat about, well, releasing a new version of lekker switches or a new version of the keyboard. There is a smaller form factor keyboard that is in development right now.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, they can't see you yet. Hold on. The chat on top.
Good.
Dooms.
Let's give you guys a tour because I assume Calder and Simon informed you guys that we have been packing. The 4 of us have been packing crazy with the lekker editions.
Busy boys.
And, it's almost done. Yeah, so just look at how much old cardboard we have.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so much. It's so much. We unpacked hundreds and hundreds of boxes. Yep. But let's go inside. And
you're gonna change the camera. Maybe you can tour around.
Yes, I'm gonna change. But first, I need to make sure
just
that
to
there
double
aren't
check
any
this.
packaging spoilers.
Everybody, is the audio okay for everybody?
Some, precautions.
I assume it's okay, right?
And I think it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys ready? Because
I think it's good.
This is where the magic happens.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Okay, let's first show what we have packed already because that's.
I think that's what's exciting.
This is very exciting. So these are all packed. Look at this, like one pallet full of keyboards, and even more keyboards, and more keyboards, and more keyboards, and more keyboards.
So these are all within the EU. So DHL, if you get DHL within the EU, it's part of this batch plus UK as well. UK is this one as well.
And if you're living in the Nordics or outside of Europe, you're on one of these 3.
Does that include UK?
And then we also have a special gang.
Oh yeah.
Top secret Wooting warehouse it is.
Whoop.
Yeah.
This is
Middle of farmland.
If you have one of these, you're very lucky.
You're very lucky.
You're very lucky.
Yes, that's all we can say.
Collector's item.
Collector's item.
Oh.
And yeah, here we have some boxes that we pre-packed because we had an issue with DHL Express where we couldn't get like shipping labels. So we pre-packed all the orders, and those will, as soon as we have the label, we slap them on, and those will go out as well. And according to plan, everything will be picked up this Monday.
That's right, this Monday.
Yes.
So you want to show a little bit like how we worked before, kind of give like an impression of how it was.
Yeah.
So it is now.
Yeah. So
the process.
So now it's nice and clean because we cleaned up, but we had like these were like pallets full of lekker editions, and we had stacks of wristbands there, and these boxes here where we.
All the boxes.
So we have these shipping boxes, right, where we put the keyboards in. We had to fold them all boxes, fold them by hand, tape them shut.
Muscle
That's where
memory
you
now.
slap the keyboard in.
Yeah.
Prepared these like yesterday, and we had like mountains of boxes here. It was like Boxpedia.
Unfortunately, didn't make any pictures.
No, we didn't make any real pictures. Yeah.
Oh.
And this is this actually.
So this is the packing station.
Yes.
So you can imagine that here there was just a mountain of empty boxes, and then here were the keyboards. So we would have like we would have one person just kind of like putting the keyboards here to prepare. Then we would have one person look at the order, take the box, look at the order, put it in this box, and then we had one person here, one person here. They were basically like take the order, double check if everything is in there, then close it and put it on the pallet. So this one You can see this is for our last remaining part of the shipment, which is Detail Express.
Yes.
I think if you live in Australia, for example, you get the back with Detail Express. So that will be on this pallet, I think on Monday or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yes.
So that's kind of the process.
And this was pretty cool because this is actually the part of the warehouse of Wooting. Yeah. So here we have some wristrests, here we have switch bags, we have snack bags, and a few all the way here in the back. Secret, legendary Wooting 2s, and a few sold out Wooting 1s. Yeah. There are still a few here. Still need to figure out what to do with it. And of course, a lot of packing material. So, are there any
Wait, we have
questions from the
keyboards?
chat?
I don't know.
What?
We
We have keyboards?
Stream on the lawnmower, but we couldn't get it to work.
There's keyboards? What's this, guys?
Can we get it addressed to this warehouse? No.
No, it's top secret. Top secret. Yes, no, we cannot show a thing. We cannot even show what's inside these boxes. So, no, but it was it was quite a work because yesterday even Jeroen's mom and his grandfather even helped packing. So
Yeah.
Family business.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait,
No,
Calder,
but
did I
it's,
mute you?
Huh?
So, I think I don't know if can you hear Calder?
No.
Oh, I think because I tried to mute him locally for me, but I think I muted him on the entire call, and I can't undo it.
Yeah, I just undid it. You
yeah.
muted me towards
Pranked.
prank with Simon.
So anything anybody wants to know before we head out, because we need to get away all old cardboard today.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's with the extra
What?
keyboards?
Yeah, what are those Wooting 1, Wooting 2s doing there? Why are they not for
Secret.
sale in the store?
Well, remember those eBay listings? It's Jeroen. 300 euros, and we don't even need to give a warranty. It's the best business model out there now. No, it's I think it's how would you call it? I wouldn't call it lost stock, but it's just keyboards
I think it's kind of because I don't know what happened with these. It's just that in general, like inventory is very hard to count.
Mm.
And then at one point, because you always try to get on the safe side, you always have a little bit left over. And I think we're just kind of waiting for nothing to start selling these.
Yeah, I mean we could start selling these today. No, not today.
Not today.
Because
Too busy for today.
maybe in the next live stream. Oh, and we also have this is more for insiders, but do you see this? This here is all garage sale.
Oh. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
more garage sale coming from the US, but it's taking ages.
Yeah. Is that also garage sale? It's like a seal Wooting too. How's the garage sale?
Yeah, this is like also kind of leftover stock, but I'm not sure yet about these.
Yeah. So what's in the fun box? Let me look. What's in the fun box.
Oh,
What's in the box? Oh, this is pretty fun. Oh, look at this. Tote bags.
Oh, what?
Look at this, the first Wooting 1 Kickstarter. That's why we will never do t-shirts again, like manually. It's so much work. Whoa, Wooting 1 prototype. Whoa.
Is that what's a prototype key we're doing in there?
So, fun box. Yes.
and then this
Oh, there's gonna be some people who are gonna be wanting those. I can tell you that much.
Another good color keyboard.
Yes, those are pretty cool. Pretty well.
Isn't that your custom keyboard?
And
Ian?
also large.
Oh, do we have trash caps? You remember trash caps? That's pretty cool. Nice. Oh shit. So, yeah. So anybody want to buy a tote bag? 15 euros. Official Wooting. Yeah.
Does pick up on Monday mean probably delivery for Dutchies on Tuesday? Yes, it does.
Hype.
Yes, so if you're in the Netherlands, you can probably, you can expect to, well, it's not a guarantee, but you will, the first person will receive it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I think some German people and most Dutch persons will receive it on Tuesday.
Hmm.
So,
Very nice.
yeah, and then I guess Wednesday will be the rest of Germany, maybe Belgium, France, and later in that week it will go UK, Nordics, and the rest of Europe. everything that's outside of Europe, that's some will go faster, go with DHL Express, some will go slower. It's it's on per. Well, I cannot name every country, but Carl could probably do that.
Yeah, there will be an email. There will be an email out to explain or to show you which service we use to ship it. Let's put it that way. Unless you see it with tracking, of course, but we had to do it a little bit different than we originally planned to do it because of a lot of import duties and taxes rules, and we don't want you to end up with a big bill from DHL.
No. Yeah, it's like pretty cold there, and we also have to get going. Are there any pressing questions? One trivia fact anybody wants to know? Now's the time.
Want to know some
People really want to see that grass mower.
What? People want what?
They want to see the grass mower.
lawnmower?
Okay. That's understandable.
Seems like some people want them prototype keyboards.
It's like a go-kart grass mower or what?
Okay. It's not a good. I wouldn't start it. That's not a good idea because what?
You're just gonna go wild.
To mow over all the lekker keyboards, destroy it.
Worth the risk.
Whoops! Wait, is it a grass mower?
It is a grass mower. Yeah.
Alright.
What?
Let it rip. Do some drifts.
Is that
Let it
like with a
rip,
little
let it
trunk
rip.
in the back for all the grass to like go into?
No, okay. Okay, let's add this one. Okay, do you hang up? Do we hang up? How does it
How
go?
much is he
Wait, there is a question though.
2,000 euro and Jeroen will deliver it on by lawnmower. Well, thanks for having us on the stream. We'll continue.
Yeah,
And,
when is the garage sale happening, guys? That was a question.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Every
I
month
mean,
it's
someday.
next month.
Carl, the products here already. It's just like you need to put them on the website. That's it.
Yes.
Then it can start any minute. It's all on you, Carl.
Shit.
No, gotta do like a proper good live stream for a garage sale. That'd be pretty sick. Do a whole
Yeah,
event.
we should do that.
We should like auction
I
live
like
stream
that.
a couple things.
That'd be really cool. Get the prototypes to be like that could go up pretty high.
We can auction the Metal Gear Solid keyboard that Erik made.
Oh no, that's not for sale. It's just for safekeeping here.
It's his baby.
We can auction the prototype keyboard though.
I'm pretty proud of us that we didn't spoil any packaging.
Yeah, it's sick, right? You can
Congrats.
Okay, no, but I like that idea. Let's do it in a month or 1.5 months. Garage sale live stream.
It's a good idea.
We'll announce it beforehand. That's a good. Yeah. All
Big
profit
brain.
goes to Wooting. Okay. Bye.
No donations.
No donations. Okay, call it. Just
Bye.
end it for me. Bye.
Bye bye. Alright. Nice.